insane writers, all you brilliant geniuses of the pen and the ink. Finally, Thursday has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary, I say the legendary, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You already know what it is, right? Happy National Poetry Month. I hope your pen has been in constant motion every single day. Find time, folks. I'm struggling to find it, but I still got to make time for it. Please, absolutely do. All right? The world is listening and needs to hear our voices. Welcome to episode 18. This is going to be a monumentous night, as is every Thursday night. However, we are in the midst of National Poetry Month, so you better believe it's going to be some new shit dropping this evening. You better believe it's going to be some incredible work shared this evening. I hope you are prepared. As I said, we do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streams, we truly appreciate you. And you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening, as we do every Thursday evening. And we do this week after week, thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. So we would like to thank the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Poetry Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and Education of America for hosting our free online events. You can contribute to this cause as well with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, doing only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, there should be. That cat's all over the place, and he's dope with it. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Trust and believe. Plug in. Tonight's theme, Gilded Guidance, your family's tree. This is about the people who made sure that your family's tree still bear fruit, right? Where were your family trees rooted and seated, right? Why is it important to you to be the strongest branch, right? How proud of you are you? How proud are you of being one of those branches? So that's what we're looking at this evening. If your work is not on theme, that is still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all the artistry that you have brought this evening. All right. Next week's theme coming at you. I just go long distance. For some of us, we remember these long distance phone calls well before there was, these video connections, right? You had to walk around with the little cord hanging. You know what I mean? You know what the parents is, walking around with right? When you call someone long distance, what do you say? You just call to say what? After you haven't talked to someone. And I'm not talking about even a physical long distance, right? Again, you have poetic license to do whatever you want with these things, right? But think about that. If you could call someone anytime, any space, any era, and you had a chance to have a phone call with them, who would you call? And they would definitely answer and have a conversation with you. Who would you call? Just saying. Just think about it. That's what we're going to be looking at next week. Also, here are some of the upcoming themes that we will be looking at. All right. Listen, these we're gonna have some fun, right? We are moving into May, right? Believe this is our last time hanging out with each other. Maybe one more. I think we got one more for National Poetry Month. And I want to make sure that we get it all. But listen, May is going to come in and we are going to get it done. All right. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening, folks. Turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. All right. So have your cameras on. As you are getting ready to come to the microphone and deliver your art, have your art ready. All right. If you are playing music, which is totally cool, there are resident musicians in the building this evening. Make sure you have on your original sound. Can never remember which side it's on. Make sure you have on your original sound for musicians and you are playing original music. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our stream in any way. So make sure your music is original and the original sound is on, and we are good to go. You got 3 minutes to rock. Listen, make sure you are respecting the folks down at 16, 17, 18, 19. Good luck round, folks. All right. Make sure you are respecting them. Give them their time as well. Come to rock, respect the time. All right. We have reached 9:30 for the babies, folks. Oh my goodness. I promise, and I'm telling you. There are explicit lyricists in our community, and they may even bring about some triggering flashbacks, but the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship. This artistry is a living, breathing trigger warning. All right? Thou hast been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and share a true piece of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all that energy with the room, all that energy with the performers. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. Share that energy. And all of it will be returned to you in the performance of each and every performer this evening. Trust and believe. The guaranteed list tonight is closed. Sign up begins 24 hours before the open mic, which will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to Nuyorican.org. You click on full events calendar. And you click on the Thursday you want to get down on. And you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list. and they will not show up until 24 hours before the show. Make sure you are plugging in with the Nuyorican Bowery Slam in the tri-state area. Listen, it goes down. Trust and believe. The open mic at the Low East Side Center, hosted by Soul Preem. That cat's all the way on point. Make sure you're plugging in. The teen open mic is still going down. Again, make sure you are influencing and inspiring the next generation to pick up their pen into poetry. The Final Fridays open. Listen, these cats are 100% about it. Make sure you are plugging in. Tonight's list. Look. We are in for an amazing treat this evening, folks. Are you ready? Let's get to it. There's all my ready friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? See some familiar faces. See some that I haven't seen in a while, right? I see Bill Elkin rocking this beret. Oh my goodness, this cat with these hats. Like, come on, man. I love it. It is great to see everyone. Hope that you've had a great week thus far. So let's get to it. Setting us off this evening is our resident blacksmith, here and ready to do what he does. Call him a blacksmith because he's always sharp. He's always ready to rock. Mr. Lighthouse Writer himself. The one and only Michael Sindler in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, it is always great to see you, sir. And I love now that you are one of the mainstays that set us off this evening. Come on, sir. Take it away. Great to see you.
Okay, thank you, Elemental. I appreciate that. Always great to be here. And I'm going to waste no time, immediately put up lighthousewriters.org. Just go ahead and look at the site. So many great things going on there. It's just a wonderful resource, wonderful organization. Cannot recommend it highly enough. I'm not really going with the theme, I don't think. I just got some new stuff this whole, doing the 30-30. Just so these are all just things I've been working on. This first one's called Fun and Games. It's all fun and games until the jackboot hits the door. It's all fun and games until we're in another civil war. It's all fun and games until democracy is a memory. It's all fun and games until resistance is a necessity. It's all fun and games until your womb's owned by the state. It's all fun and games until your gender seals your fate. It's all fun and games until the different ones are declared a threat. It's all fun and games until your conscience cannot pay the debt. It's all fun and games while half our country's in a deadly trance. It's all fun and games until we don't act when there is a chance. It's all fun and games, but they're all games that I can do without. It's not fun and games when the fire of freedom is blown out. So we're off to a strident start. Change pace here. This is called Imposter. I'm not sure. I think I might have done that last week. So I'm going to try and do something else here that I don't think I did. This one's called Kala Kala. There was a bar once where elements balanced and faces sailed across the sky. The Milky Way cut it in the middle, and the muse flew above the music. Distillations and brews from all corners, tunes that connected lands and ages, a universe just beneath the street where all the world could meet. And they called it Kala Kala. And this one I just did. So another one of these, not sure it's done yet, pieces called Less Constant Constraint. Still sticking to same story, no need to edit tattered truth. Crowd and head tired of tale, but can't argue or defend the logic or lack thereof. Turn down to roar and order appears, fades as quickly as it comes. Time, a less constant constraint on cliff's edge. And I'll do. Last night, I was just like, I can't do a poem. I can't do a poem, but I got to do something for 30-30. So I did a haiku because that's what you do when you can't come up with something else. So time leaves the light on. Sorrow still prefers the dark. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, thank y'all.
Ooh, sorrow still prefers the dark. Did y'all hear that? Come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Way to start it off.
Yes, as always.
Great
Always.
leadoff hitter.
Great start.
Great leadoff hitter.
Wonderful.
Listen, I absolutely and truly and totally dig that your poems always sound like a blacksmith shop. Hence the title. They just sound like the work that you put in. It's the work that you put in, right? People always glorify the glistening piece at the end. But when you put in that work, that sound, that's what it is. And that's what your poetry sounds like, sir. That's why I love when you start us off, right? You just pound out the heartbeat of the evening. So thank you. As I like to say, the Starship is underway. We're going to keep it going, right? You said in the first one, right? In the funny games. You remind me of something my pops used to say all the time, right? Until the jackboots kick in the door. What? Come on, man. What? Yo, I know y'all might not. Yo, that's some real. That you know what I mean. When the government's coming for you, they send the jackboots and the stormtroopers, right? And they come kicking in all the doors. Until resistance is a necessity, right? Until your gender seals your fate. Until we don't act when there is a chance. When the fire, freedom, is blown out. Come on. What? And then Cala, you mentioned a universe beneath the street. That's terrible that it's that far down. But still its own universe. Yes, I just hate that it's that far down. And then in the third one, you mentioned no need to edit tattered truth, right? You turn down the roar and order appears. Man, like again, it just sounds like the breathing of a blacksmith shop. Thank you, Michael Sindler, for all that you do, for being a pillar. Make sure you plug in with Lighthouse Writers, folks. He wouldn't have been talking about this incredible space for years if it wasn't worth it. Plug in, folks. Appreciate you, Michael Sindler, truly. All right, coming up next. Listen, this next poet makes space. Poet, publisher, listen, this host, he makes space for people. He has published now poets and is working on his own work, right? Been bringing us some incredible duets. Listen, I don't know what to expect right now. I honestly don't. I don't know if we're going to get a solo act, a doubles championship, whatever we're in for it, folks. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. The one and only Dane Ince in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, I hang out on Facebook a lot. It's really simple. My name, Dane Ince, DaneInce, and I have a bunch of new pieces, and then something I wrote today for what are we doing? April 30/30. Letting go. I know I'm finished. I stopped looking for bliss and peace. I don't know about attachment or how to live unblemished. Letting go, I know I'm finished. open hands, heartbeats embraced, replenished. On the road I'm on is contemplated at least. Letting go, I know I'm finished. I stop looking for bliss and peace. This next piece is the violins. The violins, the cellos, the stringed basses, 44 and all, carry us away on stallion tails, green meadows, slaughterhouse red, strings soaring, said, this music mends our souls. The bow, ship's bow drags across, the old man snoring in the balcony. Are you heading to that place of black oak's shade, spring grasses green, the best pillows for spying on billows above, and blue fingers stained in blackberry juice, a time when summer is kind, long days, face every direction and pray, the whistle bird song that tickles coyotes' ears, and that I still hear across mountain years and sands of desert, even now in this big city. Next piece. Whispering winter softly, the warmth of lovers, perfidious moon, warm, waking in the morning, every day joyful with you. Next piece. I thought of Escher, making a picture of us, tea kettles shining. Do you feel this magic bond reflecting the image curved back? Love's moments, seeing ourselves. Thanks, everybody.
Yo, man, you know what? You are carving out your whole love poetry lane, sir, and we are here for it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dane.
Congrats.
Good stuff, man. Always
I
good.
love that,
Thank
man.
you. That's
Love it.
awesome.
Ooh.
That kind of authenticity, sir. It comes from a place that's like, human temperature, right? 98.6. Yes. Dr. Z page, 98.6. Yes. Right. You feel that kind of warmth, you can produce that kind of warmth, you're done for, sir. You're done for, ma'am. Give it up. And that's what you're writing about. That's what your writing sounds like, sir. It sounds like 98.6 degrees, right? I stopped looking for bliss and peace, right? Carry us away on stallion tails, the bow ship's bow, right? Spring brasses dream across mountain years, right? Mountain years are like triple dog years, like, quadruple human years. Like mountains don't age the same. You know what I mean? Like across mountain years, those are centuries. Those are centuries, right? Whispering winter softly, every day joyful with you, right? Tea kettle shining, right? Like love's moments reflecting us. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, that's how you do it. And I thank you for sharing it with us, for being as real with it as you are. I appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with Dane Ince, with I Publish You, with Time to Arrive. Listen, cats all over the place. Make sure you plug in. Appreciate you. Coming up next, listen, this cat, I promise you, has a rhyme that is right on time, line for line. And most of the time, it may come off sublime. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my bro. Like no other, with words like thunder. Woo! That burns, born is right under. Woo! Thank you for making our 30s much sunnier. All right, my name is Ed Potato. Look for the fantastic. Please time me to join my rhyme Fox Sublime. I got one short piece about the theme, and I got another piece, so I won't take too much time. All right. This is called "Libation to My Ancestors" by Matt Starking. My ancestors, so wise and so strong, the legacy will live on in a song. Your courage and strength were so bold. You were brave and you were bold. Your hardships and struggles I cannot ignore. Your stories are a part of my core. Your wisdom and love I will never forget. Your legacy will never be met. Your spirit will live on in me. Your courage and strength will always be. Your memories will stay in my heart. Your legacy will never part. Thank you. This other one is the Spice Beats Say Leasing Outside. Your creed is called Passionate Heartbeats. Our heart beats smoothly in the darkness of the room. Our eyes follow dancing silhouettes of naked curves. The slow rhythm of sexual music start to bloom and consume. The tunes start to hit our stimulated nerves. Our lips deeply embrace the cotton candy kiss. The taste was deliciously sweet. The savory, surreal sensations of bliss. The scorching honey going through our heads and feet. Our bodies were burning. They're burning for the sexual release. The embers kept stirring, whirling, and transferring. The burning didn't slow down, but greatly increased. Our desires began to grow hungry. Our bare passion started to implode. The tender moments of discovery, our lust is going to explode. My fingers start tracing around hills and mountains. My fingers navigate around soft and sensitive landmarks. I'm drinking from your juicy fountains. I'm slowly drinking the essence out of your heart. Your mouth is playing my volcano. The lava slowly and steadily moves forth. I was lost in the sexual overflow. It felt like a moment of rebirth. Our minds were wider than snow. We were lost in our blurry eyes. In the orgasmic flow, we were lost in the sexual flow. Our pleasurable songs are groans, moans, oohs, sighs, and cries. I drove straight to your pink compact road. I felt the shivers and tremors around your body. The emptiness quickly corrodes. We're about to do something sexual, thrilling, and naughty. Our dancing hips start to deeply mesh. Roughness submerges into softness. Our bodies nestle in a sweaty, alluring mess. Your softness gyrating with my hardness. Our sweat started to cling to our flesh. We swallowed our joyful words. We could feel the boiling hums from our chest. Our thoughts were completely backwards. Our love becomes intoxicating. Whispers of love strum through the air. Our energy participates in an electrified awakening. Our minds drift in a whirl full of love flares. Therefore, it comes intensely. Our loins grew deeply. The climax came tremendously. We exhausted completely. Our wet bodies quake. Our inner worlds shake. Our minds bake. We couldn't stay awake. The sunlight became our sheets, bodies drifting off to sleep. Our hearts felt complete, drifting off to the lands of the deep. Thank you. Happy Poetry Month.
Yo, boy, you better come through with them love layers. Unmute yourself. Give it up for
Yes.
Poetastic.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Eddie,
That was
that's
awesome.
wonderful.
That was great. That was great.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Told you, man. Like you continue to do what you do, Eddie. And I'm telling you, man. I continue to let you know, man, your style, your flow is only yours, and you stay committed to it, and you have continued to plug away. That is how you do it. Listen, that's who you are, right? Said your spirit will live on in me. Yes, and you represent that every time you rip, right? Your legacy will never leave, right? Like that's what it's really about. It's having the inspiration that you need to move forward with what you do. And the second piece, yeah, same about inspiration, right? In the orgasmic flow of what you do, right? Love layers, though, like you making love lasagna with them love layers? Like, come on, man. Make it saucy for me. Make it saucy. Appreciate you, Eddie, for all that you do, man. Make sure you are plugging in with Poetastic. He is a host himself. Make sure you plug in. All right, coming up next. Yo, this cat is always on it, right? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yeah, brother. I don't know which character we might get this evening, but I guarantee you he's going to take your breath away because that's just what he does in or out of the squared circle. The one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Dre Reyes. It is always great to see you, man. Come on. Take it away.
Hey, what's happening, Nuyorican Poets Cafe? This is Dre Ray coming at you. Finally back in the States, for better or for worse. I got some poems for you, but they're not on theme. But I just kind of go on a whim these days. So here's two pieces. Well, the first one I don't think I've ever read here, so I'm gonna do this one. And I read this a couple places. It's gotten good reviews. It's called Smoky Puffs, an imaginary cereal with Smokey the Bear as a mascot. Hey, kiddos! Has your breakfast become quite a bore? Good news, because fret no more. Time to wake and bake with Smoky Puffs, the hot new cereal with everyone's favorite wildfire prevention mascot, Smokey the Bear. Yes, yes, kiddos. Smoky Puffs, kid tested, DEA approved. Na- Kids nationwide are raving and caving into their cravings for Smoky Puffs. 100% organic, 100% safe to consume, 100% legal, and only 420 calories per bowl to keep you cruising through the bruising of everyday life. Obtain higher education like never before because you'll be baked like a cake, but getting better scores on your quizzes and tests. And kids, remind your parents that they too can enjoy Smoky Puffs. It's the perfect midday treat to help you power through yet another work week and can be a part of your next hiking trail mix for your cannabis fix. Only you can prevent forest fires, and Smoky Puffs will help. So put down the bowl and grab yourself a bowl of Smoky Puffs today. Poem. So there's that piece. And we're talking about like I don't know, some saucy stuff earlier. Coincidentally, this kind of like ties into the 420 thing because this event happened on April 20th, 2009 at my high school. I'm calling this a Central High Skeetastrophe. On Monday, 420, 2009, Skeet made a messy situation at Central High School that school spirit week was canceled. Hold up. Student council essentially dissolved and Skeet everywhere. If high school drama were like earthquakes, shockwaves were felt in every high school in the area, with McAllister Hall of the Classical Building of Central High's campus being the epicenter. The first day of Central Week 2009 was capped off with the annual talent show, which featured my best friend performing a cover of the Assumption song. If you haven't heard the song before, do yourself a favor, check it out on YouTube. You're welcome. I remember him rehearsing earlier that day, telling me how he was able to incorporate a Rick Roll gag at the end of his performance as he, quote, rolls out of the stage. I thought he was clever. We both slightly considered the possible reactions and ramifications from faculty and parents, but ultimately we just said, fuck it, we'll do it live. As it came to showtime, this performance was a hit with students. A major flop with the adults there. Very confused. At some point during the show, he was pulled aside, spoken to by some assistant principal, and was told that his performance earned him a 2-day suspension. Quick to his wit, he called bullshit because technically he didn't say anything particularly dirty except for that bit of telling the crowd to go to hell at the end of his bit because he couldn't think of a more satisfactory ending. I know the feeling. Then he called further bullshit because the student council presidents did a radio-friendly acoustic version of Lil Jon's Get Low and said skeets a lot. The adults there had no idea what skeet means in that context whatsoever, and if you don't know, I got 2 words for you: sex sauce. Once that became knowledge, that student council president was not only suspended, but was stripped of his student council presidential duties effective immediately. It wouldn't take long for news to spread like cracks on a windshield. I, somehow, being unaware of the meme-worthy calamity that went down the night before, came to school completely shocked. It was a sight to behold. Skeet everywhere. Skeet as far as the eye can see. Skeet on faces. Skeet on arms. Skeet on shirts. Skeet on bathroom stalls. Skeet on lockers and walls. Skeet being yelled in the halls. Skeet lets faculty and staff appalled. Skeet headbands, bracelets, and temporary tattoos, y'all. I skeet you not. You have not seen a student body decay in quite the fashion that I've seen. Kids were using whatever extra butter that wasn't used for their bagels as glue to plaster the word skeet on the cafeteria walls. And dude, that shit would stay for hours. Imagine what that would do to your arteries, but I digress. We're straying away from the skeet. There was almost a sit-in protest. There was almost a sit-in protest in the school courtyard on the last day of Central Week. But word broke out to the higher-ups and they had their police ready. Needless to say, all this ski let the stain that would last for the rest of the school year. What happened here with the Central High catastrophe of 2009 is a prime example of something small being essentially blown out of proportion by confused boomers, as this story is passed on from class generation to class generation. Hashtag never forget. Poem. Thank you.
Nor can we ever forget what you do with your poems. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre Reyes.
Smoky Puffs.
Got me laughing.
Oh, for awesome.
Listen, the only thing I think is wrong with Smoky Puffs, it's in the wrong country. That's it. That's it. You take it another part of the world, you'll have a #1 bestseller on your hands, sir. The little bear will be dancing, right? I was watching Black Mirror with the little blue bear doing it. Listen, just say, listen, Dre Reyes, I appreciate what you do, man, right? Your style is all your own, right? And the Smoky Puffs, he was like, listen, it's time to wake and bake, right? This way, bowl of joy, right? 100% legal, leave you baked like a cake. And the second piece, right? When the school spirit week was canceled, listen, you get up there and you start talking about that, city called bullshit. Further BS. Hey, said that when they're playing versions of Get Low, I skeet you not, there's a problem. That's all I'm saying. Appreciate you, Dre Reyes, for what you do, for rocking with us, for being a mainstay. Truly appreciate you. Coming up next, been a minute since we've seen this next artist. But listen, if you're unfamiliar with this artist, you're in for a pleasant surprise. The one and only Dr. Z Page in the building. Let these folks know where to find you. It is great to see you. I hope that all things have been great in your world. If not, I hope that you've written some great poetry about it. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. It's so nice to be back, and sorry for my absence. I am going to share a poem I wrote recently about the effects of trauma and intergenerational attachment wounds on intimate partners. It's called Sparring Partner. I'm a marquis's prize after the doors are chained shut. I sit in front on damaged sidewalks cracked from frozen rain, splashed by dilapidated facades and barred windows. A lonely hope insists we will reopen soon for the passing people, because I'm still soured in tears over the punch that ended me. I long for those good days with dark nights interrupted by flashing lights from cameras streaking singes across my eyes. Often there were feet on my cheek while metal floors ground my skull's molars until they were divided by clamor and held together by a trepanning vice, crushing my diseased mind. The reporters always cheered for tomorrow's beat. There's a crowd to spectate while I'm at my least finest. They run when I'm done fighting to laugh about the empty peanut shells they threw at my feet while I was struggling. Now there's today, when haymakers' dreams disrupt reality until they blend like mixing plates filled with clumpy reminders of what remains after the good stuff is placed on cookie sheets. Hours, hands pass while I dissociate and dare to re-enter the ring which battered my kitchen cuckoo clock. Then my mom's pasta steams, an enriching aroma of smelling salts encircling my nose with a hug. My PTSD claims anyone who dines at my table. They can't finish the amount of food I serve without an eating disorder. My brain bakes Swiss cheese in ovens burnt by traumatic encephalopathies. My memories from 5 years ago become forgotten until 5 minutes from now. A mouse stole them and ran into holes in the walls surrounding my temporal lobes. My sweet spot is when my sparring partner threatens to leave me. Rejection breaks me. So I jab to sucker a knockout so I can knock off with pain pills and cannabis. I wake to shake the uppercut and start boxing against a double image mirage of confused respite. After, I jump from touch and fear hearing anything louder than an inaudible whisper of "I love you." The referee calls quits before I can count down a guided meditation because no one can survive the stress I created. I'll text harmful acts of sabotage that call out all I should only tell my journal. There's too much to regulate, so my emotions become obfuscated. I cannot contemplate the desire to confiscate my phone so I don't self-destruct everything I got going for me. I'm beyond traumatized, but I'm not unlovable. There's a bandage for every wound. So this glove's for you. Thank you.
I'm beyond traumatized, but I'm not unlovable. Did y'all hear that? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dr.
Oh,
Z.
So strong, so
wow.
brave,
Wow.
so
Thank
Wow.
you
true.
so
much for sharing that.
Oh
Wow.
man,
Really,
just that was
Wow.
beautiful.
Meant
That
so
was,
much.
that was,
Yeah,
really
oh,
does.
that
Yeah.
just
definitely. Wow.
you drew some
Wow.
really hard stuff and just
Oof.
made it into something beautiful. That takes a lot of doing.
Yes. Oh,
It was
yes.
powerful.
Awesome. Just like lost for words. Lost for words right now.
The
Wow.
language
Awesome
is
is the word.
masterful. The language is masterful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Such a compliment. Thank you all.
Thank you.
It's such an honor to be here and share it with you. That was a dark place it took me to.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is why the greatest community in the world exists. I was telling my students today, poetry can handle it. I don't care how heavy it is. I don't care how much of a galaxy you are towing behind you. Poetry can handle it. And it's your fearlessness that you allow poetry to handle it that leads us to poems like this. This is the work. I continue to say, folks, this is the work. We have a great time talking about rainbows, right? And teddy bears and fancy things, red bottoms, and unnecessary. When it comes to something like this, the work, right? The work. When haymakers' dreams remake reality, dare to enter the ring. Come get some. My kitchen's cuckoo clock. Like, I don't know, just me. I'm thinking to myself, how deranged do you have to be to have a cuckoo in your kitchen? Like, do you know how cuckoo your kitchen would be? Your kitchen would be cuckoo for Smoky Puffs or Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Puffs? I forgot I was puffing. Um, Listen, anyone who dines at my table, they can't finish my food without an eating disorder. Come on. The double image mirage of refused respite. No one can survive the stress I created. Listen, this is why I get a chance to yell at you when you're not here, because we look forward to hearing your work. We hate that you are going through some horrible things in your life. However, we look forward to you writing about them and sharing them with us, because that means you are taking your power back. Thank you for being here and sharing it with us. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, listen, our resident superhero in the building. This next incredible poet makes space for so many artists on so many platforms, even now in print, digital print. Listen, I'm telling you, if you don't know this poet, make sure you do yourself a favor and plug in with them. The one and only Finn Bell in the building, who I like to call the daughter of Krypton. It is always great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please take it away.
Thanks so much, Elemental. And belated happy birthday. It's not too late to say happy birthday again. You could find me on Instagram, Finn_Bell. I did not exactly complete writing to the theme. I was going to do a series of haikus on plants and trees and how that relates, how nature gives these lessons about family and love. I only got through 2 of them. I promised to finish it, but I'm not going to present all of them. I only have 2 to share tonight, and then a poem of another topic. So right now this is called This Tree Lives, and it's going to be a series of haikus. So the first one. Darkness begins life. Within Gaia's fertile womb, seeds of becoming. Darkness begins life. Within Gaia's fertile womb, seeds of becoming. We become branches on a tree, roots burrowed deep, sun bright ambitions. We become branches on a tree, roots burrowed deep, sun bright ambitions. And the second one, if you allow me, it is better to look at the visual aspect of it. So I'm going to share screen. May I share screen? I don't know.
You can go ahead, Ben.
Thank you. Oh, it's not allowing me. Let me give it a moment. Oh, it said disabled.
Try it again. It was Elemental me trying to at the same time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's my apologies.
Oh, it's still saying that.
Hold on, I want to try one more time. Elemental, I'll have you do it. I'm going to keep my fingers off. Yep, okay, you can go ahead. You may proceed, Finn.
Thank you. So I call this floating postcards. Can you guys see it? So it's called Floating Postcards. It is in 3 successive nonettes and an accompanying arrhythmic hexonetta. Death is a thief of proper goodbyes. I suppose he means well, wishes to save us from not knowing what to say first or when to stop. There is no stopping point, so much unsaid. Would I start with, it's okay, you can let go now? Do I lie, say we will be fine? Should I confess I am lost, child again, only soothed by a mother's touch? I press my lips to her ear. I love you. She is already leaving, but her eyes uncloud. for that second and see me. They tell me she has never doubted mother's love to overflow. On this matter, death cannot have his way. And here's the accompanying hexaneta. The drifting post office on Awashima Island will accept lost letters. I send you a postcard addressed to the ether. It says in shaky print, I miss you every day. Wish you were here, Mama. Thank you.
See, I'm telling you, it just
Yes.
comes off just
Yeah,
unmute
beautiful.
yourself, give it up. for
Great
Finn
use of
Bell.
form. I
Amazing.
really love the way
Just-
the nonettes
I loved how that
come
was set
down
up.
like those biting things, and then
Oh.
you know, got that little rectangle down there at the bottom that it all sort of comes to rest on. Very
Thank you.
nice.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Just
it
like,
was,
wow.
Thanks
You
so
look
much.
a
It was
letter
almost
every day.
thank
So
you.
Very
beautiful.
Yeah, almost as satisfying as doing a high bun. So I'm gonna try to do more of those with two different
A
forms.
little
Yeah,
trickier
I
than
love
the
it.
high bun, actually.
A little trickier, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Since we're all here and our eyes are all abuzz about the two differences that you're mentioning, please enlighten us. The two bards in the room, please enlighten us about the differences between those two styles.
Michael's good at
Oh
explanations.
no,
He
you
gives
got
the
it. You got this one.
so haibun is haiku. It's interspersed, very kind of, what's the word for it?
Well, it's a high bun typically is like a prose poem followed by a haiku.
Yeah, prose poem followed by haiku. But the prose is I can't remember the word for it. There's something about how the prose informs the haiku. I'll find it. But this was a nonet, so it's successive lines, descending order from 9 to 1, syllabic count. Oh, yeah, syllabic count. And so I did a succession of 3 of them because it's kind of like power of 3, multiple of 3, 9. And then I finished it off with a hexaneta, but a rhythmic one, which is 6 lines, 6 syllables. But this one did not have an AA or AB, AB. This had a very subtle AAA sort of. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, but it made sense to me. So
Yeah, it made sense.
That's all that matters.
Made absolute sense. Thank you so much, both of you. Listen, make sure you are plugging in with our resident pillars, with our mainstays, because listen, this is not just a space for sharing. This is an educational space. I like to say that Thursday is a masterclass in writing, in poetry, in form, in music, right? This is our space, right? This is where the people that do it come together to say, yo, like, I can be Super Saiyan here. And for those of you who don't know that, this is a safe space for you to go Super Saiyan. Because there are a bunch of Super Saiyans in here, a bunch of crazy superheroes that do amazing things. You mentioned seeds of becoming, right? We become branches of the tree, indeed we do. Death is a thief of a proper goodbye. Dirty, rotten, dirty, rotten. Said it's okay. You can let go now. You know, when you start talking about forms, you have to know the rules in order to break them. There's strength in the forms. Make sure you are plugging in with Finn Bell, as I mentioned, the one and only daughter of Krypton, author of Some Days Here. Make sure you are plugging in with all these incredible artists this evening. Truly, truly appreciate you. Coming up next, listen. This next poet has, listen, kind of spoiled us with their duets with a previous poet. But listen, their poetry is another one of those, it reminds me a lot of, not necessarily Persephone, but a lot of it just like, oh, not only do I want to sample it, I know it. I feel it because I live it. The one and only Mercedes Duggar in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you and where they can connect with. Oh, come through. Listen, Mercedes stock just went all the way up. She's wearing a San Francisco Giants t-shirt. Shout out Bill Elkins, the other giant in the building. Listen, it is baseball season. We're going to do that. You know what I mean? Listen, listen, I see them. I'm not sure which one we're going to, so I'm just going to wait to make sure the logistics are all the way squared away. We going there? I got you, Dane. We're going there. We're going there. Coming at you. Let these folks know where they can find you. We are with you.
I mean, okay. Hello. Okay, hang on. There's a sign on here. Okay, never mind.
No worries. Listen, we are looking forward to what you have to share with us. Let these folks know where they can find you, Mercedes. It's great to see you. Please take it away.
Actually, I'm only on Facebook. Mercedes Duggar. All right, I wrote a Petrarchan sonnet the other day. Hang on, sorry, it's chaos here. We're cooking dinner and reading poems at the same time. Okay. All right, so here's the Petrarchan sonnet I wrote the other day. Michael said it was Ars Poetica, but I didn't mean to write one of those if that's what it is. Anyway. Memories of our past wounds still remain, and our mortality fills us with dread when elegies immortalize the dead. So there's a question I cannot explain. Why does so much poetry come from pain? Around the ones we love whose hearts have bled, we know some things are better left unsaid, but we will write them in a sad refrain. Poems are a means of self-expression, meant to tell the world how we are feeling, when with our emotions we are dealing. Writing them can help stave off depression. I wish that it was easy to forget the memories that fill us with regret. Thank you.
I wish that it was easy to forget the memories that fill us with regret. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself.
Yes.
Give it up for Mercedes.
I mean, to me, it says so much about why we write. I mean, that's the whole thing, and that's what an Ars Poetica is about writing. And yeah, you just really, that whole idea of taking that pain and sculpting it into something worth remembering.
Thank you, Michael. I had to look up Ars Poetica. I had no idea what it was. Okay. But thank you for that. Thank you.
That's what I love about creative beings, right? As much as we love each other, we never take anyone's word for anything. We do our own research. I don't need, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my own research, like believe it, right? I'm only going to say what I know to be fact because I fact checked my fact check to make sure my fact checker is on point. Like I can't afford to misspeak, right? Because I believe the future is listening to all of us, right? I want you to know, Miss Mercedes, I want you to know that the first part of what you said was a poem all in itself. You said there's a lot going on here. I'm cooking dinner and reading poems. Like that's a whole book in itself, right? I'm cooking dinner and reading poems. I don't know where the seasoning goes, or if it goes in both, or like, come on. When elegies immortalize the dead, right? We know some things are better left unsaid. But when you say them in the way that you do, they come off pretty spectacular. Thank you, Mercedes, for sharing all of your incredible artistry with us. We truly, truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, listen, We had an idea, right? A couple of us had an idea of trying to do some things, and it turned into something else. But we are possibly going to see what we can do with this. So coming up next is a cat that we all know hangs out with us crazy late across the pond. The one and only Lantern Carrier in the building. And Lantern Carrier had this incredible idea of putting some things together, trying to put some worlds together for this theme. Right? And listen, sometimes all things don't always go the way that we want them to. However, when life serves you lemons, you serve them lemonade. So, if we might, Lantern and I would like to share something with you connected to this theme called Gilded Guidance. So please, Lantern, I have shared the newest, and listen, folks, this is wet paint, for real. Lantern is moving and scalping in the mix. Listen.
Is CP here?
No.
Okay, so I'll have to figure out my own parts.
Hey,
I think we can do it.
Hey, listen, the way that we've edited this piece, and listen, y'all, this is the real truth, right? This is the beauty of wet paint. This is the beauty of creativity when people come together and do something like what you're about to experience, right? The last update that you sent me, Lantern.
Yes.
Take it away.
Okay. I was first tempted by a malicious serpent whose gilded ornament was a fake apple in a woman's seductive Garden of Eden. Following its guidance, I ate what seemed the most delectable fruit, akin to a political promise of forked tongues and gilded lies.
From cradle of civilization known as home, motherland birthed in a Gold Coast womb where diamond minds sparkle from space to spice life with ivory ideas and all shades of wonder called melanin.
For this indiscretion, I descended to the valley of minerals, awoke to the lushness of rainforest, ascended the arena of wild beast, where I rose as a Neanderthal man, sojourning my way to the fertile plains of Africa, the ancient cradle of my ancestors.
This beat has always been a part of us. Pardon us for living as loud as we're supposed to.
I was born royalty, adorned in pearl necklaces, silver and other gems, walked with poise and grace like Yul Brynner in Kings of the Sun. My family were indeed gods and goddesses, the smiles of our men, women, and children, all glittering from the melanin skin like the soothing rays on a translucent pool.
Speaking glistening languages translated by sun-soaked serenades and grooves that move earth to swoon moon phases, cool earth blazing airwaves make break, bridge to bend timelines.
The rich heritage of my tatarabuelos, my great-great-grandparents, included traditions of drums and dance. Djembes rang out and soul food were consumed as we bask in the breath of a jungle of joy that made us rich in gilded ornaments of genuine natural resources.
Harold Melvin, every blue note jazz created, make it funky as stubble-filled drum patterns.
The flora and fauna of a sacred land was breathtakingly beautiful. Our craftsmen, our merchants, our elders and shamans were all skilled in the wisdom of the ancients, yet we opened our hearts too wide and paid with our lives for affinity to trustworthiness.
Transform matter into matter of fact, so 5 elements we wreck and crew through worst of conditions and still wrap circles around squares that keep masters subdued. It makes soul food, brand new muse for old school fools.
Shall I read CPs or leave it? Okay, I'll go to me. Invaders came with gilded smiles, stained mirrors camouflaged with sweet tongues, hiding the avarice necessary to enslave my kinsfolk on cotton and tobacco plantations in distant lands. Like our gold and diamonds, they appeared to be attractive and invaluable, showing us a smokescreen of camaraderie and friendship.
Drop it on the one. I say drop it on the one, leave them breathless with reckless lines, free minds with free minds, make stanzas, saviors with layers of magic to turn tragedy to rhythm and blues.
Fast forward, and we have gone beyond the horrors of 400 years of enslavement, many living in distant lands, not broken, because our indomitable spirit of resilience have seen to it that we survived, we fought the good fight and lost many martyrs along the way. Yet we carried our bloodlines of music, of capoeira, the wizardry of jazz, rhythm and blues, or traditional cooking of ugali, salsa, or fufu, of jollof rice and ground provisions, of so much dance, now copied like our voices, benchmarks for the West and other Caribbean countries. We have created a gilded heritage of our people, contributing to the prosperity of American history, customs, and culture, rather like intricate designs on the elegant pages of a bestseller. We have given a gilded age of prosperity, innovation, and progress to those who sought only to use our skills, taking the rewards, covering our efforts and inventions like soldiers doing camouflage in war. Lantern Carrier and the illustrious Elemen2al collab done together.
You better unmute yourself and give it up for that cat right there, the one and only Lantern Carrier.
Yeah, to both of y'all. That's
What
great.
what kind of treat was this tonight? The two of you back to back. This is
Even
awesome.
though you had one missing, it still worked out.
Yeah. Great collab.
We'll give him grief about that.
Listen,
wow.
Yes, the pyramid worked well as a line.
Right.
Thank you,
Like, it's just shadows. It's just shadows, right? 2 points. Like, yo, it happens. It happens. Listen, shout out, listen, shout out CP Mays, shout out Swanye West, shout out Double Trouble, right? Some things going on, right? They're all good. But you know what I mean? You got to strike while the iron's hot. Listen, Lantern Carrier is one of the most illustrious writers that I know, the most eloquent writer I know. And anytime I get a chance to work with someone like Lantern, I jump at it, right? Now, as this cat's coming in right now, the one and only Kazi Kaz in the building, what we're going to create, please stay prepared. I know I keep mentioning it, right? I know, but that's how excited I am about it too. Listen, Lantern, I want y'all to know what you experienced was truly wet paint. What you experienced was two true graffiti writers putting paint on a wall in real time. That is what Lantern and I were just doing, right? Adjusting on the fly. So I thank you for that, Lantern. I thank you for the amazing words that you decided to put in this incredible piece that I got a chance to be a part of. I was born royalty, adorned with pearl necklace, silver, and other gems, walked with poise and grace like Yul Brynner and Kings of the Sun. Come on, man. What? Like the flora and fauna of our sacred land, breathtakingly beautiful. Like this is what this dude does, right? With sweet tongues hiding the avarice necessary to enslave my kinfolk. What? Like this, I'm telling you, if you don't know Lantern Carrier, make sure you plug in. Do yourself a favor. Do your ears a favor. And plug in the Lantern Carrier. Truly, truly appreciate you, Lantern. It is always a pleasure to work with you, brother. Truly. All right. Before we move on, I'm going to before that, let me make sure I shout out Doug Silver, shout out all the educators in the building. Truly appreciate you for plugging in. That dude's energy is 100% always appreciated. Thank you, sir. Truly. Jenny also in the building. Listen, I'm going to pass it to the one and only Ron Mark Thompson. You know the dopest tech in the Zoomverse. Come on, Ron. Let them know what is really going on in all this crazy world of this poetry that we're dealing with, of how the New Reconstruction is happening, all these satellite locations. Ron, I'm telling you, you are our correspondent on the street, Ron. Let us know what's going on. Great to see you, Ron. How you feeling?
Great to see you as well, and what a wonderful collaboration. And yeah, happy belated birthday, Elemental. I admit I forgot that it was your birthday, so thank you so much for continuing your hosting here. Really appreciate it. And yes, the construction is going well. The building itself hasn't been, reconstructed yet, but we are finishing the last cleanup tasks, archiving tasks. It is a lot of history in the building. Obviously we have to be very careful, but it's the final weeks. So I'll keep you all posted about everything. But as you know, in the meantime, we do have plenty of programming off-site, even though the building itself has been closed to the public for a few months now already. And I'm going to quickly share my screen here. 1 second. Here we go. And I actually kept this slide here because just before we started tonight's online open mic, we had an in-person program at the New York Public Library, namely the Tompkins Square Library, which is on East 10th Street, 7 blocks from where the cafe is in the Lower East Side. And there it was a panel discussion / performances by our executive director, La Brua, as well as Bonafide, Roas, and Dassault. If you missed it, if you were not in New York City, as I promised last week, we live streamed it on our Instagram profile. My colleagues from the programs team were handling this. And if you go to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's Instagram page, you can see the full video of that panel discussion and performances from the East Village in music and words. So you will not miss out on that. And as you probably noticed, we have upped our game on Instagram live streams. We also live streamed our Poetry in the Park event from last weekend in Battery Park City. So check us out there. And we were at the Edgar Allan Poe Cottage. I'm going to take Elemental there the next time he visits New York City. There was an event by the widow of one of the co-founders, Pedro Pietri, and Margarita, she had an opening event, exhibit and performances there. So check us out on the Instagram page. I will put all that information in the chat. But I also want to give a big shout out to the New York Public Library. If you are not aware, they do have so many amazing free in-person and online classes, events and programs. All my tech knowledge, half of it comes from my job where I worked before the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and half of my tech knowledge comes from classes that I took at the New York Public Library. They are just amazing. All you have to do is go to nypl.org/events/calendar, and you will see their programs, as well as when we collaborate with them again, because this was just the beginning. We're going to do more programs with the New York Public Library, including workshops. So stay tuned for this. And in the meantime, keep following us, our website, our social media channels, our executive director, La Brua's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter handle, and our host here on the online open mic, Elemental's information. And as he also mentioned, if you want to contribute and donate to us so that we can continue bringing you free programs such as this, please go to nuyorican.org/contribute. All right. We are, as I mentioned, renovation has started, reconstruction not yet, but I have to give you an update. So you see on the photo on the right, that vestibule, it has been removed a few days ago. Our teammate, Paul Abroy, and a few other volunteers took care of that. We will preserve that. We're going to use that in a kind of museum style, once we reopen the cafe 3 years from now. But if you walk by on East First Street right now, the vestibule is gone, but the rest of the building is still standing. I will keep you up to date on, once the scaffolding goes up and, the building will start its official physical reconstruction. In the meantime, check out our events for next week. We have a full week coming up, including another Beatniks release. I'll let you know in a second about it. Open mic at Lois Cider, final Friday slam. Can you believe it's already the end of National Poetry Month next week? And the teen open mic for teenagers. We're going to get to that in the next slides because, yes, we are continuing offsite programming every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club. Our Nuyorican Bowery Slam, 7 p.m. Each Monday. Tickets, you can get them at the Bowery Poetry's Eventbrite page, or go to our calendar, ticket calendar, and we link you to them. Everyone who competes and wins the Monday Slam moves on to compete in the final Friday Slam every last Friday of the month, 10 p.m. at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in the Times Square neighborhood in New York City. Next week on the 26th, check us out there. Our host, Tony McPherson, is hosting that. He will also be back for another in-person writing workshop at Studio One. I'll let you know more about it next week. You can get tickets at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater's website. Supreme is returning next Wednesday at the Lois Cider Center, 9th Street, every second and fourth Wednesday. And if you are not in New York City, or you are and you missed it, it is live streamed on the Lois Cider's YouTube channel, and we upload the recording thereafter to our Nuyorican Poets Cafe's YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel and go to the video section, you will see all of the open mics for Supreme, as well as the Women Orator Wednesday, every first Wednesday of the month, from December all the way to mid-March. And in the next few weeks, we're going to have the remaining ones from March and April uploaded as well, so you can see all the amazing performances there. With Writopia and P&T Knitwear Bookstore, we are continuing our monthly teenager open mics, free for teenagers ages 13 to 19, so check us out there. We are returning to the International Center of Photography on Essex Street in the Soho neighborhood. Felicia Kate is hosting that. She also is our host for the Women Orator Wednesday. This one at the ICP Museum is free, Thursday, May 9th, 6 p.m. It is called 1,000 Words because it is based on photographs. You can bring your own photograph and read your poem based on this photograph. And we will be at the New York City Poetry Festival happening in mid-July, Saturday, July 13th and Sunday, July 14th on Governor's Island. We will have a merchandise and info table at the festival. And on Sunday at 5 p.m. we are on the stage. Our slam team is currently slated to be read and perform poetry during the 30 minutes that we get on the stage there. All right, and of course, every Thursday evening online open mic with Elemen2al, as he mentioned. If you want to get an artist RSVP spot 24 hours prior to that, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we start the artist RSVP sign up. But no worries, if for any reason you did not have a chance to sign up, we still have spots available for the good luck round. Let Elemen2al or me know. And Beatniks is back. We mentioned that a few weeks ago. We are catching up this month, National Poetry Month. We're going to give you 4 episodes. It is mid-April. We are 2 episodes down. We featured poets from Richmond, Virginia last week, and this week from Dallas, Texas. Texas is also the home state of where Elemental is zooming in from. And you can watch those episodes, the entire full episodes, for free on both of our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page. And I don't want to give away secrets yet, but next week, stay tuned. We're going to let you know who is coming up in one of the upcoming episodes in Beatniks, and it will be a great surprise. This is not a teaser. I promise you, both Elemental and I promise you, you will be amazed on who we will feature later this month on Beatniks. But in the meantime, check out all the other amazing poets that you see here on the flyers. All right, we also recommend other programs at the Bowery Poetry Club. Check them out on their Eventbrite, on their Instagram pages. They have quite a few programs going on each month in addition to our Monday slam that we host there. Also, Felicia Kate is very much working and aligning herself with the Langston Hughes House in Harlem on 127th Street. And every Saturday there, along with her team, she hosts writing workshops there. So check them out, Saturdays, 2 p.m. if you're in New York City. And we will be at the Lois Cider Festival Monday, May 26th. And if I may also go a little bit ahead, in June, second Sunday in June, we will again be participating in the National Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City on 5th Avenue. So save that date as well. So here are all the Instagram handles for all the amazing organizations we are currently partnering with and doing programs with. Make sure that you will subscribe to our newsletter. Check, stay in touch on our social media channels so you will never lose and forget any of our upcoming programs, whether they are online, whether they are free, whether they are in person, or online. So, we have something for everyone. So on that note, we're going to go to our next performer, and I'll make sure, I got Ike Waltz coming up. Here we go, as Elemental calls him the Vincent Price of poetry. If you've never had the pleasure of listening to Ike Waltz, just sit back and you will be amazed. This is not a teaser, but for those of us who know Ike, it's always a pleasure to listen to you and hear you. Welcome back. You know how it goes. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The next 3 minutes are all yours.
Thank you, RMT. Happy National Poetry Month. Need to get my hair yearly haircut, as it's like poetry. When each grain of salt reflects a blink in a lifetime, imagine each blink contains a story to be told. Finally, you will notice that every bomb produced promises war. Salty words at a blink. I took a grain of salt and built a house. Windows wide open, pussycat meows. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt that painted me in a world of white, black, not to be, with mixed lovers, not to see. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt and found under my bed the many competing gods covered in frothy curls of lust. Others call it history's dust. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. Shadows fell out of my lap. Flashing news, refusing the never, promising the forever. It's so damn confusing a task. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. A sleeper wave told me, don't come too near, as I will kill you. So I drew a drop of blood from the roaring sea. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt on a hostile stage with lots of fun where man murders man. I asked the gods to shut up and listen for once to me. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. Moon shadow frightens me. Dark night begun to talk. Gray day followed. It's time to enlighten me. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt and I shared my apple. But what will I do when I'm wondering who's fucking you? Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. We danced as simple dancers dance, 3 steps, 4 steps, all at once. I pointed my finger. Yes, it is amazing what a salty kiss can do. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. I smelled her perfume's ecstasy. I lick your body in places and only I can see. You spiced my taste. No time to waste. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. I sang a terrible, terrible song. Just a passionate, sexy sing-along. Words only a cup of coffee can foretaste. Cloth whispers, bubbles are interlaced. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. The noisy garbage man took the yesterday I had shredded. A stupid apology. I regret it. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt, followed a swallow way up in the Y. Take me, screaming my high. I'll send a postcard with a forever stamp as far as I can, reaching mysterious La La Land. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt, books without titles, movies without stars, people without names. So easy to remember. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt and knock, knock, knock on my door. Am I already there? Senior discount everywhere. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. I danced with your shadow all last night. Innocence exploring arousing steps, and you had another and another cocktail, cigarettes and perfume clinging onto the lips of your darling furry coat. Like naked skin from inside out, aura sublime. I was in love. You were magic, yet all but mine. And I danced with your shadow, and you danced with my life into the darkness of night until I was discarded, kicked like a robot, out of time. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? I took a grain of salt. Time flies, and little flies irritate my eyes. Time is not on my side, and I still do not know my lines, and I still do not remember that these persistent lines even followed me. Can you see the mother of all bombs coming at you and me? At last, my ultimate task. I added a grain of pepper. Salt on pepper harmony appears in the haze. Tender love seeks noble days. When I say she says he. And we meant it. The hoods call it Sweet 69 harmony. Can you see? Can you see that the father of all bombs wants to die? So we can live and remain on that creative salt and pepper together, like that tasty salt and pepper. You. Thank you.
You know, I continue to tell y'all that Vincent Price of poetry is going to come and do something to your brain, and he never lets me down.
Yes.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa!
Truly masterful in the way those repetitions, just the subtle shifts.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Listen, Ike Waltz is, again, as I mentioned, who I like to call the Vincent Price of poetry, author of Mirror Mirror, also author of Scapulti. This incredible writer, storytellers in the building, does something that no one else does, right? Each blink contains a story to tell. I took a grain of salt and built a house. Those internal rhymes, those internal repetitive pieces, man, usually there's one, not two. And it's like a combination. It's like a combination every time. The mother of all bombs coming at you and me. I asked the gods to shut up for once and listen to me. We danced a simple dance. It's amazing what a salty kiss can do. Books without typos, movies without stars, right? I was in love. I dance with your shadow like you dance with my life. Salt and pepper harmony? Like, is there another? Is there another? Like, Ike Waltz, what you do is incredible, sir. Make sure you are plugging in with Ike Waltz and all that he does. I've never seen another poetry book produced in this way. Thank you. Truly appreciate you, Ike Waltz, for all that you do. All right. Make sure you are showing all your love and giving all your energy to Ron Mark Thompson, AKA. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, get your life together. Like it's RMT. Like you know what I mean? Like RMT been down with us since the beginning. Appreciate you, Ron. If it wasn't for Ron, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Appreciate you, man. Coming up next, we are about to step into an experience. The Baba is in the building. I think now we've gotten to about maybe 12 instruments, maybe 10 or so. I had the beautiful opportunity to rap with Baba and the planet that rotates in Oshun Yen, which we will hear from at some point this evening. Greeting, peace, and blessings, divinity. Listen, it is going to be incredible, y'all, and I promise you, when you get a chance to hear Baba and Goma get down, all I ask you to do is feel what you're about to experience. The one and only Baba and Goma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you and connect with all the incredible things that you do. Please, take it away.
I put all that in the chat after I finish because I got too much stuff in my hands and stuff to do that. I might have done this poem before, but I didn't do it this way, so here we go. A poem for my Egun. In the Yoruba culture, an Egun is an ancestor. I do this poem for them. For Pauline and James, Carrie and Linwood, Celestine and Herman, for nameless Egungun lost in the middle passage, strange fruit from Dixie's trees, memory whiplash into abandonment in the name of Jesus. You will never be forgotten, pickers of tobacco and cotton, ditch diggers, gardeners, field hands and bricklayers, carpenters and dishwashers, waiters and chambermaids, hospital orderlies and workers with no unions, victims of 21st century slavery, for the homeless, the hungry, and the dispossessed, begging on subways, sleeping on sidewalks, chained and locked up, for new African freedom fighters locked down behind the wall, never to see the light of day, for the down-pressed with no redress, for the jelly and the grill, the invisible ones, for the sons and daughters of Africa, Haiti, Cuba, Brazil, Puerto Rico, the Americas, in every port the slave ships landed, fear not. I chant this incantation for you. O Eshu, O Batala, O Shun, Ifa, Shango, Ogun, Oya, Yemoya. Please carry these prayers to Olodumare. We bring snail and she-goat, pigeons, rooster, guinea fowl, and yam, palm oil, sugarcane, lamb, and rum, never forgetting where we've come from. We bring catfish, honey, and salt, bitter cola, shea butter, and gin. We fling pennies into the wind. We pray this oppression will end. We come to take a stand and free the land, united and without fear. We come to take back what is ours. We come for the future. We won't forget the past. There's a trail of bones in the Atlantic deep. We come demanding retribution, for Ifa never sleeps. Ifa never sleeps. Never sleeps. Never sleeps. So, I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Elemental.
Hey, I'm just saying, I know you got something else up your sleeve, don't you? You got something?
Always.
Of course you do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't want to take the spotlight off you. I'm just like, yo, keep it going. Let's keep it pushing. I know you got something else, man. Let's get it. In case you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, furry friends and otherwise, you are rocking with the best, the dopest community in the Zoomverse. Trust and believe. Please take it away.
This poem is free, although you may have paid to hear me read it. This poem is sovereign, it has no birth certificate, it doesn't give a damn that it has no form. This poem wasn't written for you, it wrote itself. This poem has no 3-minute rule, it wasn't written for the slam, it doesn't give a damn about the score. This poem does not care that it is political and this is an erotic reading. This poem refuses to be porn on paper. This poem has a complicated relationship with this 9 to 5. This poem doesn't care about your sex life unless you're taking it to bed. This poem doesn't care about Jesus. This poem wants to know why you turned your back to your ancestors to follow your oppressor's religion. This poem doesn't care that it pisses you off, it prides itself in controversy. This poem thinks you should turn off that idiot box and read a book. This poem doesn't care about Kate and William, Bill and Hillary, Michelle and Barack, or Ben and fucking Jerry, as far as that matters. This poem doesn't care about who you marry. Once the knot is tied, it's your damn problem, deal with it. This poem does not care that it makes use of profanity. This poem thinks there's nothing more profane than poverty and wants to get paid. This poem is horny and wants to get laid. This poem is for adults only and not for your kids. This poem has arthritis and wants to move to Cali for that medicinal weed. This is not the poem written by Mutar Baruka, and it won't go on and on and on and on and on and on in your mind. What happens in this poem stays in this poem. This poem is a bad mother, yo. This poem is free. This poem is free. 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 A little something, something.
That cat said, what happens in this poem stays in this poem. Unmute yourself, give it up for Baba and go.
Yes.
I mean, what is there to say? That was it.
Blow my mind all the time.
Every time, every single time.
There was a lot of practical magic in that poem, especially when you kept repeating this phrase, this poem is free. We hear that word so incessantly all the time, but the way you imparted it really did convey what free is.
Ooh.
Well, this is how we do, folks. This is why we do what we do. And the beautiful part of our community is they let you know themselves. I don't have to translate what your colleagues are saying. They tell you exactly what it is. Right? Listen, you have the nerve to be a dope musician and then decide to read poetry on top of your incredible musicianship. In your, a poem for Ogun, you mentioned memory whiplashing, right? You will never be forgotten. Victims of 21st century slavery, right? Shout out Michelle Alexander, right? The new Jim Crow. Never to see the light of day. The invisible ones, indeed. Every port the slave ship touched or landed. And I've even heard theories that the hurricanes that come every year follow slave ship lines. Just saying. Never forgetting where we come from. We come for the future. We come demanding retribution, right? In the second piece, you said this poem is free. Even if you paid to hear me read it, this poem is free. Come on, man. This poem has a complicated relationship with this 9 to 5. Right? You turn your back on your ancestors to follow the religion of your oppressors. Come on, man. Nothing more profane than poverty that wants to get paid. Golly, man. I appreciate you, Baba, for coming through, for ripping every single time. Truly, truly appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with Baba and Goma, and we are going to land on the planet that rotates around Baba shortly. Coming up next, all the way from the West Coast, shout out the Giants in the building. Listen, this cat's beret is banging this evening. The one and only Bill Elkins in the building. It is always great to see you, Bill, because I know we are about to get a beautiful serenade. Really, when I see you in this position, I'm like, yeah, let's get all the way to it. Let these folks know where they can find you, Bill. It is always great to see you, sir. Please.
Okay, I'm Midwestern Bill 51 on Instagram, and I guess I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but the unemployment here in California is staggering. It's got the highest unemployment rate in the country, 5.3%, and we got a deficit of $21 billion in jobless costs that the state had to borrow from the federal government. So it's really, that was underscored yesterday when I was driving down here in downtown Long Beach, and I saw this woman in her 40s or 50s who was living in a tent on the street near the public library, and she took her jeans off. She was changing her clothes right on the street there, on the sidewalk. And of course, you know, it was sad. It's just, it really kind of underscored what's going on in the state right now. It's really scary. And what scares me is that a lot of people are worried. And I think, you know, what scares the hell out of me is that this is going to help Trump get elected, which would be an absolute disaster. But anyway, I wanted to preface my song with that. This is a song I wrote years ago about unemployment, about struggling on this planet. And I hope you like it. It's called Time Will Tell. We learn more about life with each rotation around the sun. Our lives should get better with each and every passing day. Why do we not hold each other and celebrate our existence on this earth? Time will tell, my friends, time will tell. Time will tell, my friends, time will tell. Our homeless struggle on the streets, seeking shelter from the storm. While many of us say addiction and mental illness is their norm. What will it take to learn that united we stand and divided we fall? Time will tell, my friends, time will tell. Time will tell, my friends, time will tell. Young girl with baby begs for food, and we look the other way. Old man cries for help, we hear but we walk away. We become narcissistic rogues oblivious to those in need. We no longer see the forest for the trees and seem to have no empathy. Life is what you make it, I hear many among us say. Such a simple-minded platitude. Actions, not words, may save the day. Politics and religion divide us. Can't we all somehow do better? Time will tell, my friends. Time will tell. Time will tell, my friends. Time will tell. People now live in landfills as the world drowns in its own trash. Homeless vets at traffic lights beg for help as we pray the light turns fast. We become narcissistic rogues, my friends, oblivious to those in need. We no longer see the forest for the trees. We seem to have no empathy. We seem to have no empathy. We seem to have no empathy. Thank you, everybody.
No.
Sorry for the sad note, but it's getting kind of scary out here.
No need to apologize, sir, because what you do is absolutely necessary. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
Bill Elkins, letting out his inner Joe C.
What a powerful song. And, yeah, I didn't know that about California, but it's very similar in New York City. And, that it needed to say those words, that was, wow. It's like, empathy, and like even the people who are empathetic, sometimes can't deal with it. I'm one of them. It's like it's tough. It's like it's just too much strategy. Oh wow,
that's pretty scary.
Yes,
it is a lot. It is a lot, folks. And I know some folks who are on the East Coast may not ever get to the West Coast, and vice versa, however you choose to say it. However, what I have seen in my travels, and probably Lantern can even say more than I can because he's been around the world, East Coast, West Coast, and other places. Poverty and ghettos smell the same all over the world, right? It is truly horrible. It is truly disgusting that in a country that likes to promote themselves as the first world, that there is still poverty that exists. There is $1 trillion debt, but you have $1 million aid packages. There are millions of homeless people. Millions around the world. The unemployment rate, right? Time will tell, my friends. I'm telling you, you speak to me as the 21st century folk singer of our time, sir. Like I truly believe that. United we stand, divided we fall, right? Actions, but not words, may save the day. Hopeless vets and traffic lights ask for help. Oblivious of those in need. We seem to have no empathy. Sometimes you're absolutely right, sir. And that is the disheartening part of where we are, is some people choose to turn a blind eye to their own empathy. but that's also part of our charge to make sure they can't. Thank you so much for what you do, for your incredible musicianship, and your willingness to always share it with us. We truly appreciate you. Coming up next, newer member of our community, but has come through and has been ready to like, yo, coach, put me in. Like I got a double waiting for you real quick, like for real. And we are grateful and thank you for you. The one and only Angelina is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you again. Please take it away.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I want to give you guys some great news. I haven't announced it to anybody else online yet. Your poetry sister got into Medgar Evers for my BSSW with her concentration in substance abuse to go and make changes in the community.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Super.
Good
I got
on their part.
I got
so
a full
wonderful you're going
scholarship.
to school
Whoa.
Well deserved. All right.
You won the lotto, Angelina.
I got a full scholarship, and I'm still in the running as a semifinalist for the Cook Transfer Scholarship, which is a $55,000 scholarship.
We hope you get it.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Yes,
And it's
that's
so good that you are going to school and you're doing that with an idea that you are going to help the community.
Because that's what I want to do. Because I'm
That's
tired of
wonderful.
seeing my brothers and sisters sitting in the streets, falling apart. Like the crack epidemic just broke up our families. So now it's time for us to take our families back and fight the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
Like it's time that we take back what was rightfully ours. We are kings and queens in a kingdom that has been taken over. So now it's time for us to fight back.
So,
Elemental, I don't know what you say, but you were
Oh,
just
I'm sorry.
muted.
I'm sorry. I did that myself. I'm sorry. I'm coming back at you. Listen, because we got a whole space that we need to rap about what you were talking about, right? I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to share in the exuberance of what you have just accomplished. We are proud of you. We are thankful for you, right? You are a member of our community and we are celebrating with you. With all of that, I know you got some incredible work to share with us. Come on, let's get it.
I have two pieces for you, but I had to answer your question. First and foremost, happy belated birthday. But you asked a question in the email today saying, how has your family made your brand stronger? And my answer to that is, we make each other strong. So with that, I have two pieces, an older piece, and then I have a newer piece. So the older piece is I Want to Matter. I want to matter like the news flash on who is doing who, because I'm doing me and building me up new. I want to matter like the latest fashion trend, because I make plain look beautiful, and my beauty is God's send. I want to matter like the newest dance move. I can dab both versions of the Running Man, Millie Wop, and Groove. I want to matter like the hottest pair of Jordans, 1s, 2s, and 4s, because I'm from God's dead stock, limited edition line, never been loved before. I want to matter like everyone else does to you, because I held you when you fell, made you one when broken into two. I want to matter like she does when you see her text, because that smile on your face is priceless. Respond, move on, next. I want to matter to you and only you for an eternity and beyond, because although I love myself more than ever, with you I want to build that bond. A bond no hate nor greed could ever break. No words can slice or no action can make it tattered. Because with a bond like that between us, I would never have to wonder, do I matter to you? And my next one is skeletons in the closet, butterflies in my garden. I was born in dirty closets with secrets of who, what, where, and why. Dirty whispers were my lullabies, metal hangers were my mobile. I grew up in the dark, stuffy corners, smelling cedar as if that was going to stop me from getting out of here. I grew up seeing the old shells of the standard of what a woman is supposed to be, just laying around, showing me what I should look like. The skeletons of the past were the models I was supposed to copy. I was placed here by the non-believers. They were expecting a moth, expecting me to be nothing more. Stop crying, nothing's gonna change. No one's ever gonna love you because you're bi. Women are for the kitchen and the bed. No one will treat you right. You are never going to be a good mom because you're all alone. I am not a moth. This chrysalis is just a shell to hold me down into the day I am born. I am a butterfly. Wait, let me repeat that for you so that you can hear me in the back. I am a motherfucking butterfly. I am a damn monarch because only a queen lives in this castle. I will not eat off of crusty sweaters of dependency, but feast on the sweet nectar of knowledge. I will not be like the others. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am woman. I am me, who I want to be, because I am a damn motherfucking butterfly.
Can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the back? I am a mother. Give it up for Angelina.
Yeah.
That needs to
Sit
be on a
down.
t-shirt. I'm
Whoa.
a motherfucking butterfly.
I'm a mother. Come on, Michael Sandler. Tell
Very
him.
heartfelt.
Don't eat those crusty sweaters.
They taste like shit.
Yeah.
Hey, it's easy to hear how you got a full ride at Medgar's Evers.
Yeah, no
Damn
kidding.
right.
Oh, congratulations. Let's go.
Also, by the way, my daughter was in the hospital in December. She had a stroke.
Oh.
And I spent a week in Cohen's Medical Center. And during that time, my boss fired me because I was not available for him.
Oh, fuck.
I got a job 2 weeks ago working for Elemen2al, which is a Black and Brown community-based organization, nonprofit, doing prevention counseling.
Oh,
So
that's great.
aligned all with my degree. So
We're
there.
happy for you.
Congrats.
I hope
Thank
hope your daughter's doing better too.
She's doing so much better.
That's
Like
great.
they said that they just did a scan and there was no clot, not a remnant of it, nothing. Like a miracle.
Really
Like
great.
someone just plucked it out of her head. So
Love to your daughter.
thank you. But I wanted to share all this beautiful news with y'all.
Yeah, we're really happy for all this good stuff happening.
Congratulations. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
It shows you when you're on the right path that everything else falls into place. You don't have to doubt and you don't have to wonder.
Yep. Yep.
Listen, folks, this is the beauty of our community, right? Because where in the world can you sit with sages and bards and them give you their true feelings about what you do, right? Blessings to your baby, right? Shout out the babies who have been struggling recently, right? Listen, just like we do with another member of our community, which we will talk about in shortly. She's coming up, right? We see her, right? We will talk about her beautiful daughter as well. Make sure you let us know your daughter's name so we can shout her out as well. And we will send her all the effort and energy and praises that we can as well. All right. Listen, you say, I want to matter, right? Like a news flash. right? I make plain look beautiful. That shit, oh my goodness. I make plain look beautiful. That's another shirt. That's another shirt I think I'm gonna need, right? Versions of the Running Man, right? Like come on. I listen, you telling on yourself with versions of the Running Man. You telling on yourself, right? The J's 1, 2s, and 4s, of course. Made you one when you were broken into two. Ooh, come on now. Right? With you, I want to build that bond. I want to matter to you and only you. Right? In the skeletons in my closet, butterflies in my garden. Right? The dirty secrets were my lullabies, the old shells of standard of what women were supposed to be. We're placed here by non-believers. Women are for the kitchen and the bed. This one right here, it messed with me pretty heavy, but I'm thankful you said it. You're never going to be a good mom because you're all alone. Shout out moms. Shout out to single moms. Shout out moms, period. Shout out my moms who just turned 75. Love you, moms. Truly, moms are incredible. And there's nothing in this world that were created like moms. And I'm telling you, even when she's alone, she's probably the most powerful being under this sun. And I guarantee you she's the most dangerous if you touch her children. Just saying. Appreciate you, Angelina, for coming through and hanging out with us, for sharing your incredible artistry with us. We clearly recognize you as a mainstay. Make sure you continue to come back through. Coming up next, I had the beautiful opportunity to converse with this priestess. And I'm telling you, the energy and passion that comes from this creative being is one that I have even told her that our community needs to hear. An educator, an incredible poet, and as I mentioned, a priestess. The one and only Oshun Yoyen is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you and connect with all the incredible things you do. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Well, I'm in the usual places, Facebook and Instagram, but some days I just don't have the patience for that. So if for some reason you're trying to get in touch with me, just leave me a phone number and I'll call you back. Some days I don't have the patience for Facebook or Instagram. And just so you know, Elemental, what you were saying about moms, I'm gonna write that poem. I don't know when. Now today, as I have for the past few weeks, I am reading a piece that's sticking to the topic, but I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna do that every time. Okay. And this piece is called Ancestors in the Mirror. Most days when I look in the mirror, it is my mother, Betty Jean, that looks back at me. Eyes full of innate understanding, a sweet calm, yet compelled with an insatiable search for the divine spirit in everything. Today, it was my father, Frederick Angelo, his name meaning peaceful ruler, messenger of God. A messenger? Yes. Peaceful? Not my father. He was an armchair warrior, Ogun's son in spirit. Just like my daddy, I am unable to let any injustice or wrongdoing go ignored, unresolved, or unanswered. I see his familiar gaze, quizzical questioning. We have the same eyebrows, the same big forehead, with questioning eyes under that bold family brow. Those eyes, supported yet wondering what I am going to do next. Last week, it was my boldly bodacious grandmother, Olive, staring back, serenely proud, confident, and masterfully matriarchal. Months ago, my mirror recalled echoes of a woman I'd only met in old black and white photographs and spiritual visions. But there she was. I was born 9 months to the day after she returned to the realm of the spirit. Great-great-grandma Jessie Freeman, offering advice just with the dignity of her self-assured posture, full of family, character, and commitment. Aunt Sarah, the family healer, long gone back to the realm of the ancestors before my soul gasped its first breath, had her own place of reflection, not in the mirror, but in nature, in the bush. She stared back at me from the herbs I picked in Miami, not at random, but with her guidance, firm and smiling, her face in every leaf whispering from the fertile forest floor, pick me. This is what you need. It will wash away your client's sadness. Most days I look in the mirror and I'm flooded with my ancestors' faces, my ancestors' talents, my ancestors' guidance, my features, their features, my gestures, their gestures, a reminder of where I came from and who I am meant to be. It's hard to feel lost, hard to feel alone. It's hard to go wrong, and so wonderful to be loved.
You know, when you know and you can feel the love of your ancestry, it makes you incredibly powerful.
Yes, beautiful.
Give it up for Oshun,
Yes.
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Lovely poem. Love it, love it.
What I love about your work is that there is no missteps in what you do. There is no, I think I might know. There is only fervency and resiliency in what you do. You don't speak in probability, you speak in matter of fact. And I always appreciate you for that. You mentioned even the ancestors in the mirror. You said you look in there and you see Betty Jean. Something about that when you see your people. I was just talking to my mom again the other day. Shout out moms. I said, man, I saw a picture of myself the other day. I kind of look like my dad. She was like, whew, boy, you don't even know. You don't even know. She said her father's name was Frederick Angelo, which means peaceful ruler or messenger of God. Oh, hold on. I misspoke, and I'm going to make sure she corrects me clearly, please.
Peaceful warrior, messenger of God. Peaceful warrior is Frederick. Angelo is messenger of God.
Even better. Thank you.
But my father was not peaceful.
I mean, the warrior attachment, it's almost oxymoronic for anyone, because when the warrior is involved, it's gonna get rowdy. It's gonna get loud. I don't care what kind of warrior you are, right? It's gonna get loud. A friend of mine, may he rest in peace now. Shout out Eddie Johnson. Shout out to his twin. He committed suicide when I was in the military, but he was studying a martial art that was known as the peaceful warrior. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Same eyebrows, right? Masterfully matriarchal, right? 9 months to the day that she returned to the spirits. Fluttered with my ancestors' faces. It's a lot to what Oshun Yoyen does. And she truly, truly invokes and speaks for the ancestors. And I thank you for that. All right. Coming up next, folks, we are down to the last 3 of the guaranteed list. And we have got two folks on the good luck round. Let's get it. Coming up next, our resident piano man. Though he is not sitting behind the ebony and ivory, the red light district that he's given us is bound to be hot. And listen, this cat has been doing it and doing it and doing it well, longer than some of us have ever even thought about doing it. The one and only CCR Chagra is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, CC. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Okay, big love community. It's amazing. This is a house of miracles. We got daughters healing left and right here. So I'm gonna do a little poem from Jack Powers and read one from my book. And if there's time, I'll jump over to the keys there if you like. This is Jack Powers is from the Beat Generation. I saw Lawrence Ferlinghetti read over at Stone Soup. I've seen Ed Sanders many times. I got some great archives of his work. And Jack basically gave his life to giving voices, and Stone Soup is now running 50 years, 5 decades as an open mic. And it's been through some trials and venues. And this is from his very rare book, Light from Stone. He didn't publish a lot. He didn't read a lot. He gave a lot of people voices, thousands and thousands. This is called Secret. He undressed the Virgin Mary so slowly. The glowing robes of feathery softness slid to the marble in little heaps of curves, standing like whipped cream around her bare legs. Then the undergarments. Who could have expected the pale scar from her navel to pubic triangle, where once like razor across drum skin we unlocked the Savior, who wouldn't leave her. We covered her again, the secret now out with the word. Jack Powers. And from the book, number 26, the perils of being. The deep belly laughs, the helium mind burns, and vivid nonsense drops, a tear that cannot decide if it is happiness or the need to know pain. To be moved by your own awe, deflating, your brilliant light popping into a burst of no sight and sound that cannot decide if it is an animal or the need to know God. Oh, to be poet, less intelligent than water, not wiser than air or the knowledge of what breathes your believing that your being matters, or perhaps it is as simple as the dream of becoming human. And in the chat, there's the Human Room Open Voice, which is 2.5, 3 years in the making. It's an open microphone hybrid concept where it hopefully will be someday, maybe before I die, the only online URL owned by humans who participate. It's a simple one-step thing, even if you never go, just believe in that. And on Saturday is going to be the 3rd International Poetry Hybrid event. So if you're watching this in the next 24 hours, there's a link there. And if you're watching this after that, there's one again in the fall. And the good news is that I'm actually working on trying to grow a, what are you going to call a portal, a hybrid living, breathing portal model of open microphones that is live and international, simultaneously real. That's the goal, without a hierarchy. And if you want the links on that, it's over on my Facebook page. I know a lot of people are doing IG, but that's where it is, and I'm only one person. So if you want a song, I'm good. If not, what do you want? Let me jump over. No voice. You're muted. Elemental, you're muted. Was that
not a song? I think he's probably telling you want.
Okay. All right. Okay, I will.
I'm saying for everyone to unmute themselves, right? However, if you have a song, sir,
I'll jump over.
If you have a song, we are nearing the end of the mix. right? Do you have a song to rock with us? Let us rock. Listen, folks, again, we are in the midst of our weekly flight into the realm of creativity. I can not thank you enough for all that you do, for all the magnificent inspiration that you continue to share with the world, with the future, with each other. You are so magnificent. Cece, we already know that you about to get down, man, right? Because anytime he's sitting in front of the ebony and ivory, it's going to get down. Please, come on, Cece.
Okay, let me make sure the original sound is good. All right, cool. This is called The Elbow. No, I'm only kidding. I might have done this one before, but the page is open here. It's called The Garden now. And shout out to Bill there for being influenced by Joski. I could just feel it. I'm sorry. It's trickling up from the ground up where the way it should be, influencing from the soil to us. Okay. The chorus in this is, I'm going to read it, but it's your garden now. It's your gardening of now. It's your gardens now. You are the garden now. Under your skin is where you find your soul. And when your heart opens, you'll know you're not alone. There's nothing to hide here. No past owns your soul. You see, what happened was a seed took root. And so your life was sowed. But it's your garden now. It's your gardening of now. It's your gardens now. You are the garden now. Here your reactions are your reflections. Now you're the other, and the other is you. And the day is not afraid of the night anymore. This madness ends when your dreams don't go to war. When your gratitude's love becomes your soul song. When the light you are reigns on the choices you are. When under your skin is where you find your home. And when your heart opens, you'll know you're not alone. There's nothing to hide here. No past owns your soul. And you see, what happened was a seed took root. And so your life was sowed. But it's your garden now. It's your gardening of now. It's your God. This is the tough chord. It's your God. Oh, it's coming. God, it's something like that. No, it's your gardens now. There it is. Sometimes you gotta sow a while. Gardening of now. For under your skin is where you'll grow your soul. That's where love begins. And now we all grow whole. 'Cause it's your garden now. It's your gardening of now. It's your gardens now. You are the garden now. That's for y'all, New York. Love you, love you, love you.
You need like a whole Vegas residency. Like people need a whole night
Vegas?
to really like get all of what he does.
Off,
Unmute yourself. Give it up for CC Arshagro.
Hey, CC, I love that.
Enjoyable. Love it.
Joski's gonna cover that song. He just said so.
CC.
Great.
Kazi.
I truly love what we do as creatives, as a community, because we comfortably love on each other and wholeheartedly feel what each other does, right? That's why this space is so important to me, because everyone comes here with an open heart, and we actually receive things with an open heart on this open microphone, as CC said, right? Open hearts, open mics, and you leave with something that fills you, right? This is soul food. Honestly, folks, like this is what we're doing. Like we're called to do this. So in essence, we are like soul chefs, I guess. I don't know. Said he undressed the Virgin Mary so slowly, right? In vivid nonsense drops a tear. To be moved by your own awe. As simple as the dream of becoming human. Right? You are the garden. You are the gardener. You're kind of good at what you do, sir. I need you to keep doing it and keep sharing it with us. Truly appreciate you. Make sure you're plugging in with CCR Chagra, the open microphone. Listen, he's serious about what he does, and he's serious about it every time he says it. So make sure you plug in. Learn about it. Coming up next, it has been a while since we've seen this sister come through. However, we are looking forward to what she has to share with us this evening. We have heard this incredible poet before who has come through, and listen, if you are unfamiliar, prepare yourself for the one and only Jennifer Grants. Welcome back. Listen, I truly hope that you have been experiencing the greatest aspects of life, and you have been writing miraculous poetry, and you have come back to share it with us. Either way, it is great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Elemental. I'm happy to be back. When I saw your email, it made me think of my father, because I was mainly raised by a single father. So I'm going to do a poem about the first 20 years of my life, but beginning from the age of 4, because that's when I started to live with him until I was 20. This poem is called Talking to My Younger Self. Going back in time doesn't cost a dime. Sadly, painful memories may come to shine. Do you really want to go back there? Do you really want lips to lick your salty tears? I do, I do, I do. Mommy disappeared, no goodbye. Overseas she migrated, no goodbye. Daddy took over. Don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry. Single daddy, busy hotelier, no time spending days nor nights with a lonely little preschool girl child. Boarding schools, children's laughter, children's tears. Luscious garden, plucking figs, eating bird peppers. Years fly by. Prep school, high school, learning quickly, maths, English, British literature, Jamaica's brutal history, native Indians decimated by European colonialists, making way for imported, kidnapped Africans forced into plantation slavery. Brain gobbling up books in library, Greek adventures, Agatha Christie. Daddy provided all your material needs, lots of advice, encouraged you spiritually, sending you to church Sunday mornings very early. Love, prayers, faith, God, belief, sacrifice, forgiveness. Words you learned in church, words stamped on your inner soul. Good. You learned to forgive him for countless undeserved heavy beatings. You did well, girl, staying focused on your education, aiming at getting a good paying profession, leading to financial emancipation, bodily freedom. You did well, girl, living by his rules. His well-meaning words of wisdom, a friendly smile opens all doors. Manners and respect will get you through this world. Even a dog is worthy of respect. Treat all people equally. Give help to the aged. Give to the needy. High school graduation. Daddy happy, daddy proud. You did girl, living by his rules. No boyfriend, no opposite sex intimacy, no letting him down with teenage pregnancy at the age of 20. You did well, girl, living by his rules. College completed, earning your own money, still living by his rules. Abiding by the books, pastime, creative writing, learning to cook, thinking of his words as you go from childhood, teenager into adulthood. Whatever you put in your head, no man can take away. So keep on learning, never stop. Were some of the words of wisdom Daddy would say. Though your lyrics were full of longing for love, 20 years old, never been kissed, knowing if you did, Daddy would be pissed. You did well, girl, living by his rules. 6 weeks before your 20th birthday, arrived unexpectedly your darkest day. Suddenly, phone rings, your daddy's been shot. No goodbye, no chance to say goodbye. Must have happily died knowing he did his best to make you independent, strong, loving woman. He died being proud of you all your life, always living by his rules, living by his rules. No chance to say, Daddy, thank you. No chance to say goodbye, Daddy. Daddy, goodbye. Daddy covered up below the earth. No goodbye. No goodbye.
Folks, I will continue to say that is the work. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jennifer.
Yeah, that was great, Jennifer. Absolutely.
Love, 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 love,
Yeah,
love, love, love,
just
love, love, love,
Oh,
and love.
blessings.
blown away. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the work. That's the work.
50 years ago, but it still hurts.
Just beautiful.
Time is not the measure.
Thank you.
I'm kind of speechless with that because it's easy for me to identify. And, it was a poem earlier tonight, Finn's poem about, was it death robbing goodbye, something like that, robbing us of the chance to connect.
Exactly.
So was very, Very touching.
You know, when we truly give in to the inspiration of what our poetry wants to do with us, for us, you get the work, right? In this poem, Jennifer mentioned the title was Talking to My Younger Self. What would you tell your younger self? Painful memories may come to shine, just letting you know, right? Just letting you know. Between a child's laughter, right? The years fly by, learning British literature, right? Learning about the kidnapped Africans forced into plantation slavery. Sending you to church Sunday morning early, right? Early. You learn to forgive him. Aiming at getting a good paying profession. A friendly smile opens all doors. You did well, girl, living by his rules. You learned and you existed. And that is beauty. That is power. And I thank you for sharing that story of your father and your strength with us. Make sure you are not a stranger. Find yourself with us as often as possible. Coming up next, and the last person on our guaranteed list this evening is an incredible poet. Shout out the educators in the building. This incredible educator continues to come through with the type of energy that you need to move forward, even in the worst of situations. Shout out Jules. And I truly hope that Jules is doing better. We send her all of our prayers and our love. The one and only Marianne Teft in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Marianne. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Thank you so much, Elemental. The pleasure is always mine, as you know. And hello, RMT and poet friends. Yes, indeed, my daughter is doing well and better all the time. I'm very hopeful that next Thursday, when I'm here at Nuyo, she will be sitting across the table from me and listening in. So that's pretty cool news. We shall see. I am on theme with two poems tonight, if I may. Both of them come from family life, some very old stories. Daughter reminds me. Just this morning, my daughter says, "Isn't it time to update your will, Mama?" Sure, no problem. Dead easy when you're the kind of person with a slim binder for insurance forms, another for appliance booklets, never consulted but still well filed, and a pair, the 3-inch kind, for all the immigration papers amassed on the endless field trip that has been our life together. Account numbers and passwords and filing places, the simple part. Suddenly, I was facing the end of the document that would mark my final footsteps with my daughter. I had to pause and sit mid-hunt for balances on one of those blue boxes in the pantry that holds baby books and high school trophies, for she has lived in my heart and mind since the day I dreamed of dolphins and knew beyond knowing she was coming. As her poppy promised, she has been the proudest work of my life, and I am so grateful for every single one of the hours we shared, including those I fretted out at the airport till she got home from Puerto Rico, where she had taken off with a friend in middle school to see that girl's dad, but forgot to mention it to her mom. She is my heart and every bit of my life, as I imagine a new chapter beyond this plane, where I pray my love for her will illuminate her life the way her Sagittarian topaz has always bedazzled mine. Here in this windowless cupboard where I sit, my ears tremble with her sweet soprano voice I know one day will ignite the smiles of my grandchildren, and I unhitch my breath, knowing I will meet her tonight and forever under every full moon. My second poem is from a different side of life we sometimes choose to make for ourselves. It's an old story, and the poem has been a long time in the coming. It's called Broken. I thought our hearts had made a deal in blood and tears, or at least mine did. You would never again set to prowl that intoxicating black cat. Treacherous panther, fermented torpedo that drenched my mattress the last time you came to stay, but there it is again, unexploded landmine in your luggage. I hate what this craving does to you, and what it does to me when I hear myself droning, unheeded cajoling, as if to a sapling unsure of the straight path to the light. The painstaking foundation built brick by brick, 2 steps forward and 1 step back, returns to grains of silica and skeletons of once life. Bile and bitter liquid you can't keep down, which is how your body and our love are sure to taste if you keep going this way. Thank you, poets.
In case no one has told you lately, you're kind of amazing, Marianne Tep. Unmute yourself for Marianne Tep.
Unbelievable. That was great.
Beautiful, Marianne. Wonderful.
That
Love
was
hearing your
awesome.
voice.
Thank you so much for that. That was
Always,
wow.
always
Wow.
a teacher.
Amazing. Amazing.
Like, you can never turn it off. Once you move into the education realm, you can never turn it off. It's like the sociological lenses. Once you put them on, they never come off. Again, shout out Jules. And we are thankful that she has recovered the way that she has. Listen, if she is here next week and she is sitting across from you, we are going to go bananas. Just so you know, it's going to be amazing, truly. She mentioned her daughter says, hey, Mom, it may be time to update your will, right? To mark my final footsteps with my daughter. That's rough. I mean, we've all heard the stories about people not doing it and, the fights that happen. Take the time. Please. She has been the proudest work in my life. Parents are so sappy. Like parents are such the most emotionally, beautifully in love beings in the world, right? Like, we love so mushy. Like, it's like putty, right? The way her Sagittarian topaz has always bedazzled mine. It's fantastic. Really. In the second piece, that intoxicating black cat, right? The painstaking foundation. The way you use words in your poetry, Marianne, is like Caesar said, yeah, she's an educator. Thank you for sharing it with us. And we hope that all the energy and effort that we have shared with you helps Jules to recover faster. Thank you. Truly. All right, folks. Listen, I see my man Joski with his instrument. And I'm going to tell you, we are going to make sure that we make space for Joski C. I want you to know that. So coming up next, my man with the guitar in his hand, right? Who's about to align our week. First up on the good luck round, shout out Deneen all the way out in the Pacific Northwest, the one and only Joski C in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. It is always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Hey, Elemental.
That's Crystal. Come on, Joski.
Hey, Cece's right. It's a garden, and we recognize its beauty and we nurture its growth. This is something that I'm going to reprise something that I've revised. This is called From Burning Skies. From burning skies, hate flies on kites, love bleeds in dawning light. From burning skies come bombs that fall like rain on everyone. They're raining on the children with cracked and thirsty tongues, raining on the women with babies in their arms, innocents dying with both sides of this fence. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. From burning skies, ashes on sand, this ain't no promised land. They're raining on the children with cracked and thirsty tongues, raining on the women with babies in their arms, innocents dying on both sides of this fence. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. From burning skies come bombs that fall like rain on everyone. They're raining on the children with cracked and thirsty tongues, raining on the women with babies in their arms, innocents dying on both sides of this fence. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. Stop the bombs, turn the water on. Stop the bombs, turn the water on.
So after that performance between you and Bill Elkins and CCR Chagra, I'm convinced that we need to petition the UN to have us perform at every single one of their meetings.
I mean, this is the Neuro.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski.
Yes.
Not without Baba.
Yeah, that's right. Not without Baba.
Oh man. We have musicians tonight, collaborations. This is just awesome, guys.
Yep.
Awesome.
This is what Poetry Month brings us, right? And listen, we haven't even heard from everybody, right? Again, like I said, shout out the educators in the building, because Doug Silver is sitting over there just soaking it all up, right? Professor Platinum is going to come back at us next time with something heavyweight. I promise you. I promise you, right? Jenny's got that work. We still going to hear from Kazi Kaz and Paul Skiff. But let me tell you something about Joski C. Right? From burning skies come bombs that fall. Innocents dying on both sides of this fence. Come on, man. Come on, man. Joski, your melody, the natural tone of your voice and your lyrics, as I say every single week, sir, you are the counterbalance of all the madness, of all the Trump trials, of all the chump trials, of all the madness that we deal with, the chemtrails and the Trump trails and trials. Listen, your voice, your energy, your melody helps us to balance. Thank you. Truly, Joski. 2 more poets, folks, and we will close out this Thursday. But I promise you, it's about to get heavy. Coming up next, the Jedi Master is in the building. The only poet that I know that is published in the original Nuyorican Poets Cafe anthology, and his metachlorian count is off the charts. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Jedi Master. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Oh, it's so great to be here again. I am on IG, just as Skiff Graham. And there's announcement of a actual in-person reading there on May 3rd if you live around Brooklyn. It's gotten late, and so I'm just going to do one short poem and try and keep in the vibe of a lot of what's come before. Says a title, Eileen Radiant. At the permanent care facility, together alone, among the splendorous inner courtyard garden, I got to see your face illumined by vivid spring sunlight, your face the unearthly white of a cloud. This is where you and I could take each other in those last days. When I reached 18 years, you with immovable confidence turned me loose of your household into the world I return from now, proof of your knowing. Now, after the one sane doctor agreed with your decision by saying to me, she would not have been able to even turn herself over in bed if she chose to have that procedure. The past has broken off like a stick. I am in a forever embrace with you now. When my flesh, empty of my spirit, is converted to cinders, joys I have exacted from the tormented world, traced in some photographs, written pages, sweat in the last unwashed shirt, some memories of my laughter held by others. All will weather away in the walk of days towards a newer century. And my having been loved by you will rise among the celestial light as all I now know follows into impermanence where even the universe ends. It is the glory you left in my heart I follow into release. Patience, my freedom. Your sunlit face awes my devotion. For we are in love here as we turn with the season when change and continuity are whole. We place our breaths together, a union eternal as all of time. We will be gone.
Said a union eternal as all of time. Did you hear that? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
Great
I
job.
love
Skip's
it.
world, we're living in it.
Beyond
Very
knowing,
touching.
really, the wisdom beyond knowing is just priceless. And beyond time, it's just very few people can pen that, Paul. You're amazing.
Very, very touching.
I would say only one person can pen such poem. And listen, I understand what you mean, CC, right? Very few people in the world could do something like that. And I would say that, Paul Skip is a one of one. He's like a Darth Vader. He's like a Count Dooku. I don't know. You may look like more Count Dooku. I'm just saying, Metachlorian count, right? True Jedi Masters, right? Paul Skip, what you do. You said Eileen Radiant, like together, alone. This is where one and I could take Earth, other, like I am in a forever embrace with you now. All will weather away in the walk of days. It is the glory you left in my heart. For we are in love here. Where love exists, it doesn't move. It might as well be a nuclear reactor. It never leaves you. Thank you, Jedi Master, for making sure that the true essence of what we do maintains, along with a few others, right? Baba Ngomo, Shuner Yen, CCR Chagra, Michael Sindler, Joski Z. Like y'all make this so much more exciting for me to come here every single week. All right, we reached 3. Kazi Kaz, let's end the night with a true Loch Ness monster. This cat is going to close us out this evening. Mr. Absidarian, Mr. ABCs. Listen, this dude, listen. I've done quite a few collabs. I keep telling y'all this, but what he and I are going to create, man, I'm so excited for it. Really, I'm so excited for it. The one and only Kazi Kaz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Kaz, close us out this evening. Come on, man. Take it away.
All right. Hello, everybody. What's up, Elemental? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. All right. So I have a piece tonight called My Name. My name? Well, see, honesty is the name of my loyal twin brother. Our father's name is Honor, and integrity is our mother. Every single day, we make it a distinct privilege to tacitly rectify our way down to the virtue of Truth Avenue, which is only one tribute away from Kuth Boulevard, right around the morals of Ethics Street. As we reached our veneration, we noticed Trust was arguing with Dishonesty. They've never gotten along. Finally, our righteousness intervened between the two. Dependably, we got the two to uphold the symbiotic prestige merited by nobility's propriety. Kudos to their mutual decorum, by the way. But it didn't end there. Unbeknownst to us at the time, disloyalty had been sneakily eavesdropping on the commendability respectfully reached between the two warring factions. But he wasn't alone. His two cohorts, deceit and trickery, wryly aided and abetted his blatantly disrespectful indignity. With no compunction, all three wily frauds wantonly tried infiltrating our upstanding characters by deviously hiding their ulterior motives and agendas to schemingly corrupt our majestic divination. But their insidiously underhanded transgressions were no contention for our justifiably dignified worthiness. See, we can be crafty too. We slyly convinced cunning and guile to ruse for us. We fooled them into cheating their own greed. See, my name is the justice which delegates the legislative order from which decency has been cosmically derived, while being infinitely ordained by the celestially sanctioned regulations of which it has been formally comprised. Lawfully decreed by a universally directed edict which has behest that this executive writ be uncompromisingly authorized to systematically enact these warranted stipulations. See, here's the situation. Righteousness has respectfully mandated that every prestigiously commendable virtue of truism be justifiably implemented into my inherently esteemed title. Therefore, my venerably noble dignity is highly regarded as the reputably honorable distinction reverently worthy of exalted praise such as that in the Bible. Ethically determining that the survival of my honor's glory is absolutely vital to the moral integrity recognized in the benevolence of my arrival, making these injunctive commandments the principal statutes which laudably regulate the dictated ordinances of my spiritual revival, which to me is more than primal. Existing to overcome the deplorably annihilating clobberings while overthrowing the oppressively controlling subjugations which violently silence the socially sovereign solidarities of our veritably vanquished voices. Valiantly commencing the commensurately vindicating chaos, viably considered to be humanity's rebirth, one of our very few and limited choices. That's my name. Also,
Yo, did we just lose Cos? Like he was right at the very end, at the very precipice of it. Yo, Cos, come on, man. Yo, we need to end. Come on, Cos, we need to end. We need to end.
All right. So I'm gonna start right here. Existing to overcome the deplorably annihilating clobberings while overthrowing the oppressively controlling subjugations which violently silence the socially sovereign solidarities of our irrevotably vanquished voices. Valiantly commencing the commensurately vindicating chaos, viably considered to be humanity's rebirth, one of our very few and limited choices. That's my name. Also known as Kazi Kaz. Thank you.
Also known as That Cat's Incredible. Also known as God Damn, what did he just do? Also known as Unmute Yourself, give it up for Kazi Kaz.
Kazi Kaz!
All right.
One of my favorite pieces, man. I just can't get enough of that one. That's got some work in it.
Oh, such great work.
Oh, thank you.
It's got so much work in
Thank
it. Oh, it takes all the major arcanas and shakes it up and pours it a cool glass of water.
I'm glad you enjoyed it that much.
A beautiful poem. Heavy but beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
It sounds like sofrito. See? It sounds like sofrito. you put all these beautiful things in there and you blend it up and you get this magnificent, like achote oil, right? You get this magnificence, right? Even ceviche. You put these things together and they're not supposed to do these things, but then they come out like, oh my God, is this what I'm tasting? Is this what poetry is supposed to taste like? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is supposed to taste exactly like this. Honesty is the name of my loyal twin brother. You're ridiculous. All right. Listen, we'll get into the details in a minute. We are gonna hold out 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna do the cipher. So hold on. Post up. We're gonna hang out after the open mic so we can get together and hang out about National Poetry Month, about 30 for 30, about all the things that we're going to get down and going to do for the rest of the month. So hold on, everybody. We're going to end the live stream in just a second. Listen, let me thank all of you, every single poet who touched the mic this evening, every single artist who touched the mic this evening. I thank you truly, truly, truly for, investing in our creative energy, for sharing your creative energy with us, for investing in the 30 for 30 challenge. All of you are absolutely incredible. Make sure you are plugging in with the Nuyorican.com.org, all of the things that are going on in the New York Bowery Slam, Tony McPherson. Beatniks is on its way, folks. Beatniks is happening on its way through Texas. Make sure you plug in. I am truly thankful for all of you. Thank you for plugging in and hanging out with us all evening. I truly love all of you. Make sure you are plugging in. Make sure you get some merch and represent in your part of the world. Hold on just a minute. We are going to rock in the after party for a few minutes. Until we meet again, folks, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until we meet again, peace and blessings, folks.